Hey guys, welcome back, John Megacycle here, another episode of Command and Conquer General 0 Hour. Working through the requests. I know you guys have been waiting for these a little bit, so I'm hoping to get all of them. I apologize if it's been a bit. This request was pretty straightforward, not a lot of frills, not a lot of detail either, but I think this is going to be a good one all the same. The United States Super Weapons General against two Chinese Infantry Generals. Now, this is going to be a bit of a tricky thing considering the United States doesn't have a ton of anti-infantry starting off. I do have my normal rifle infantry that I can counter with, however, not very effectively. I have Humvees, and then I also have the little stupid drones that come out of the war factory. That's not a lot for what the Chinese Infantry General can really push out early. So, that having been said, we have speed as our disadvantage. We have to move very quickly. We've got to hunker down in the territory we want and stay put. We're also going to need to expand quickly when we do that. I might have just repeated myself. Anyhow, what I've chosen for today is Lights Out. It's a 4-player map. What this is giving an opportunity to the opponent to expand out. I'm not right on top of them. They're not right on top of me. As a United States general, what I like to do is I like to rush in with Comanches and really keep my enemy on their feet, push them over, shove them down a hill, whatever. That kind of a quick tactic isn't very gentlemanly, I like to call it, so I want to make sure that I give my opponent at least a little time to get started and really bring the battle to my door to really ensure that I'm outsmarting, outmaneuvering, outproducing, that sort of a thing. So either way, this is United States Super Weapons General versus two Chinese generals. I don't know where they're going to start. All I'm setting is my location. Just a quick walk through this map. If you haven't seen this one before, we have the supply stashes in each corner. We have two supply stashes in the middle, and each of these stars are oil derricks. It's going to be important early on. The main tactic is going to be to rush to the center and hunker this down, and then move to the south if that spot is open and get that supply depot. Starting cash and limit super weapons were not specified. Since they are the infantry general and I'm the super weapons general, turning on limit super weapons is a negative against me, so we'll do that. I do enjoy a good challenge. Let's see, aside from that, I got nothing else to say. Let's hit this thing.
Have a job for me?
Start off immediately, power plant. I have nothing. I really want to get to the Pathfinder general upgrade. That's definitely what's going to save my Tukas as we get into this. Two Pathfinders and a Firebase, not much more you can ask for against the Infantry General. Quick scan to the south shows no opponents there. That's excellent. That's going to give us a good opportunity to set up a supply center. Once that's done, I want this guy moving immediately to the east. Get our advanced control rod upgrade on our power plant. Make sure that we're sitting pretty, considering dinking around with power plants is the last thing I want to do right now.
That one's done.
Okay, Chinook, very good.
Keep him busy.
Move this dozer down to the south. We're going to set up the supply center here, and I'm not going to defend it. And the reason why is I don't want to spread myself too thin. One of the worst things we can do is, considering we're outgunned, right off the bat, considering we're facing two opponents, is spreading ourselves too thin. That's a big problem. But right now I think what we're going to do is kind of keep this on the steady, get a barracks here, hunker down with this front. Might not be able to tap this supply stash immediately, but it's going to give us some good stuff to work with later on. I do want a fire base. That's actually going to help a lot more against infantry. Oops. A few too many things. And then I also want to start capturing up those oil derricks. So now that our spy satellite is ready, let's go ahead and take a gander. Of course, they're also using the lighthouses in their area to the fullest extent. Hunker that stuff down.
I want to blow something up. Let me launch one.
The firebase is going to be good against infantry and vehicles that aren't moving, and the rocket infantry are going to be good against vehicles. So hopefully that's going to give us a nice mix. On top of that firebase, we are going to build a Patriot missile site because they have the EMP rockets. That's going to disable any vehicles that come on in. It's good to mix and match our defenses.
Upgrade complete.
One of the things that I've definitely said when you're playing a defensive game like this, like we are, is mix and match your defenses. Don't just build one kind of structure, because all your enemy has to do is rock, paper, scissors you. Just pick one thing to counter it, and then you're defenseless. So we've got a fire base, we've got some rocket infantry, we've got Oh, and a Patriot site. So that's going to keep us nice and even.
Keeping busy.
And speaking of which, we've already got a little bit of interference coming in.
I'll build anywhere. Making repairs.
See, not too bad. It's not perfect, but it's going to be good against these groups of infantry. Okay, our spy satellite is up. Let's at least get a gander going on over there. Very good.
Wanna make
And
some
we're going to do the same thing here. Just start hunkering it down. Definitely not perfect. We're taking damage, but we're definitely fending off the opponent. And all we've got to do is get to General Level 3, because we'll get our beloved Pathfinder, and that's definitely going to change the tide here. Sitting on a good amount of cash. I like it. I like it. Good income. Let's make sure that we're capturing up these oil derricks. Every second we don't have those things, it's money wasted.
That one's done. Always ready.
And of course, like I said, mix and match. Let's get a Patriot site here as well. We're going to use this front dozer to make sure that our defenses are in check. And we're going to use the back dozer to make sure our tech is up.
On the job.
We want to make sure that right now we're building our strategy center as soon as we can.
Captured, sir.
Very good.
Always prepared.
I'll just skedaddle over
Taking your
here.
position.
And of course jets, that's of course going to be a thing. We'll just have to backfill some of our defenses with a few more rocket infantry, and that should take care of that. The MiGs coming from China do not have any sort of countermeasures, so as the Americans, since we've got a good amount of missiles at our disposal, that's going to be good for us. So we're going to go ahead and get up an airfield.
Bring on the scaffolding.
I'm going to want something that can respond quickly to combat, so I'm going to want Chinooks to back me up.
I'll fire at anything.
Special forces.
Comanches,
New
doggone it.
construction.
If you've seen any of my videos before, you know I get those mixed up.
We have their building.
They both start with the same letter. That's the only thing common about them. One has missiles, one does not, and I still can't get it right. That's okay. Very good. Did I hear
Always
captured? I
prepared.
did hear captured.
Take the building.
Very good. So, another Patriot site or two here, and that's going to ensure that they're not going to come through with aircraft very often. And while we've got the cash, let's make sure that we're filling up more defenses. Yep, there we go. The EMPs will also make great work of the aircraft, since that's an instant kill.
Any more projects? Special forces here. Secure and occupy. Take the building.
Yeah, one of the gravest mistakes we can make right now is being lax on our defense.
Sorry, I can't
Like the
build.
very second that we say, oh, it defended against one attack, we're happy with it. That's the biggest thing that could be our downfall. Lots of artillery, lots of area of attack, lots of stuff just flying around. We're dealing damage to multiple targets. That's what's going to save us early on. The rockets are good because they damage more than one unit at a time. Yeah, we got good stuff going on here. Now, here's the tricky bit. If we invest too much in aircraft, that's going to be a real hard time for us, considering the most basic Chinese infantry, their minigunner, can attack the air. It's not just rockets. We don't have to just worry about countermeasures. It's going to be a lot more difficult, and we have to be careful about what we're spending our money on. Right now at this point, we're getting our strategy center, we're going to get another power plant or two, and then we're going to start working on self-sufficiency in our economy.
Always ready.
Definitely something we're going to have to consider, and you need to watch the crap out because those rockets will murder you. Oh gosh.
Loud and clear. Job for me. All finished.
Let's go ahead and use our counterintelligence. It's counterintelligence. No, it's just intelligence. I do want search and destroy. Extra range is good.
Construction.
Going to go ahead and get another cold fusion going on. Start making sure that we're plenty sufficient.
Visibility clear.
Congratulations, General. You have been promoted.
And that puts us at rank 2. We got one more rank to go, and then we will have our Pathfinders.
My own road. Sounds good.
Okay, time to back you off, because that's where they're coming for. Moving the Comanche. Should be pretty close.
Lost.
That they are.
Laying the foundation.
Perfect, look at that. All those beautiful planes we just took out of the sky, that's going to level us up no problem. We have to use our Air Force very sparingly. Absolutely, that's going to be a really hard time if we don't. And now that we've got our strategy center, we can definitely work with General Burton. Or Colonel Burton. Whoops, I accidentally promoted him. I think Colonel's less than General. You know what? I have no idea. go ahead and put in the comments that I'm an idiot and I don't know military rank, even though I play military games all the time. I'm assuming general is above colonel, but what do I know? We're just going to put this guy in guard mode. He's going to provide some really good cover against infantry. So that's one of the first things you can do if you don't have promotion rank 3 on your general, is hurry up and get Colonel Burton online. Online like he's a vehicle. Yeah, I said it like that. Good, advanced
Enemy
training.
Black Lotus detected.
Uh-oh, Black Lotus, Black Lotus. And she's not going to last
Colonel
long.
Burton has been detected.
Right here.
The Black Lotus especially can be a real pain in your ass once she starts taking over your stuff, and then even more insult to injury, just selling it back. So getting a quick kickback in cash. Oh, and look at that. Pathfinder. Oh, and A-10s, definitely.
Unit lost.
Yep. Colonel Burton was going to be outclassed there. A lot of machine guns going around, understandably. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to use our Air Force only after the infantry have already acquired a target. Because they're already going to stay attacking one thing, we can make sure that we can bring in our aircraft safely. And now that we have Pathfinders, this should be just gravy.
What's the story?
Time to get one super weapon online. I am allowed one, so I certainly don't mind. They might take out that Patriot, and they didn't even. These Pathfinders are definitely what you need to fight off the Chinese Infantry General. Okay, where was that Black Lotus?
In the field.
Unit lost. Congratulations, General. You have been promoted.
Yep. That absolutely just demonstrated what I was saying before about being super careful with your aircraft. We get some Pathfinders in here, they'll clean this right up.
Sniper here.
Perfect. Look at that. No problem.
In the field.
Yeah, you're gonna get him.
Our building is being captured.
Yeah, not for long. Now, we've
Unit
got a
lost.
little bit of downtime. Another really smart thing we can do is start filling up some of these civilian structures in between their base and our base. A couple of rocket infantry and a Pathfinder is all we need to make sure that we become a really big pain in their side.
Unit lost.
Of course, once they start using napalm, this kind of becomes a problem, which was just demonstrated. Okay. Good ground force, good defense, we've got some stuff going on. I'm liking it. Working on our self-sufficient economy as we grow, and we've got more than enough power. Thankfully, the Super Weapon General does an excellent job facilitating electricity for our needs.
Let's pop some tanks.
What's the story?
Okay, what are you repairing? You're not repairing anything. Get over here.
Enemy Black Lotus detected.
In the field.
Okay. War Factory, time to get some stuff going on. The Super Weapon General
Unit
does
lost.
not get tanks. That's a problem.
Cleaned and mounted.
But the benefit is, with our Pathfinders, should make this pretty easy to clean up. So we're going to make sure we have plenty of Pathfinders, plenty of rocket infantry in our Humvees, should be able to do the job for us.
Here.
What we are going to do is, since our Pathfinders are stealthed, we're just going to spread them around a little bit. Heaven forbid they ever get through our defense, we should make sure we've got something to answer the call. Now, for our A-10s.
Tactical lasers online.
Scope. Cleaned and mounted. Cleaned and
What is that? That's a nuke facility? We can't take it out with our A-10s, but let's at least wreck up their
Want to make
airport.
some improvements? Laying the foundation.
Cleaned and mounted. Scope. Cleaned and
We got the cash, so let's go ahead and make sure we have another barracks. A couple of extra
Warning.
buildings.
Nuclear missile silo detected.
Yeah, I figured that. A couple of extra buildings aren't going to be bad, especially when it comes to the supply drop zones, power plants, and production facilities. We want to make sure that we've got enough stuff in case they do take out some of our base. Poof. We lost both our aircraft, but they totally went their airbase. And we're going to put you guys a little bit farther back. Let's go ahead and start layering our defense. We also want to make for very sure that if we are attacked via nuclear weapons, we can answer the call back and make sure that it doesn't take out our entire base. Yeah, once that supply stash is done, we'll just wrap up and bring it home.
Good area.
Enemy Black Lotus detected.
Frequencies open.
Okay.
Sniper here.
Let's get these Humvees filled.
I know my way around. Yeah.
One thing that we're definitely going to need to employ is some long range. That's definitely going to be our ace in the hole, meaning the
Upgrade
Tomahawk
complete.
missiles. They can't be countered very easily,
Unit lost.
and especially in bunches, they can defend themselves fairly well if used properly.
Locked in. Bring on the scaffolding.
Yeah, look, this is no problem. Disable the vehicle,
Enemy Black
the second it
Lotus
comes
detected.
out, they're just torn apart.
Congratulations, General. You have been
And it
promoted.
puts us at level 5. So let's see, Fuel Air Bomb. I love my A-10 Warthogs. I don't think I've ever played a mission without them. And let's go with the... How about the Spectre gunship? That's always a nice thing to have to knock out 1 or 2 structures if they're still standing. Okay, back to what we were doing and what I was saying. Tomahawks.
Defensive laser systems.
Okay, 3 is bad. I don't want 3 infantry in a single Humvee considering how lightly armored these things are. Let's see here. Mix and max our drones. Let's get 3 for scouting, 3
Enemy
for
Black Lotus
Hellfire,
detected.
and let's get 3 for battle.
Unit
That's
lost.
going to give us a nice all-around mix. What unit lost?
Particle cannon ready.
Okay, particle cannon's ready, Spectre gunship's ready, fuel air bomb is ready. We can take out that nuclear facility, which is exactly what we're going to try. Fuel air bomb takes the longest. Probably count to 10, send the Spectre gunship, and then start messing around with the particle uplink. That sounds good to me. And we'll use a particle uplink last. If we can use it on power plants and more sensitive structures, that's going to be what we want to aim for. There's the Spectre. I was a little early on it. They have a lot of anti-air, as expected. The fuel air bomb did not make it. So we're going to have to try something else. We have 2 power plants there. Let's see if we can knock out a bunch of
Particle
power.
cannon activated.
And we're just going to click like absolute crazy. Did not take it
Enemy Black
offline.
Lotus detected.
That's a shame.
Unit lost.
Targeting cursors set.
Okay. Well, that stinks.
Laying the foundation.
But it's important that we keep building.
Long-range ballistics.
Power. Over here, please.
Bring on the scaffolding. Going up.
So unfortunately, we will not get another shot at that nuke.
Aircraft.
At least via normal methods.
Long-range ballistics.
Okay, we can hit those. We can hit them very well, it seems. Can you hit that? Can you hit that?
Upgrade complete.
You have the targeting cursor, but that supply depot's in the way. Even if they take out our most sensitive structures, we've still got enough of stuff
Unit lost.
to keep our economy going. And we're going to continue our economy by coming over here and taking that supply stash. Now, we might lose those vehicles. We might lose that aircraft. But, you know, that's something that we're just going to have to come to terms with. Did I get the last Tomahawk? Thank goodness. Let's go.
Sniper here.
Oh, wait. You guys are 2.
Be your spy.
You need to be in him. Come over here. No, go in that one.
Targeting cursors set.
Good.
Advancing. Missiles ready.
Okay.
Laying the foundation.
What are we doing, gents?
Good area. Have a job for me.
Enemy Black Lotus detected.
That's what we're doing.
Defensive laser systems. Standing by for coordinates.
Okay, so let's go through our units really quick. We have the
Targeting cursors set.
Humvees that are going to be enough against infantry because we've loaded them full of good stuff. We have the Tomahawks that are going to be good against structures. We have the Avengers in case there's a lot of rockets and missiles and nonsense we don't want to deal with. So, we have our A-10s again. Let's do a search. I don't think we'll be able to take that out with 3. But let's be a little patient here. Maybe we can. If we can take that out, that buys us a little more time. What do we have here? Some infantry coming through? Yeah, they're not going to get far. We have Pathfinders all over the place. And
Unit
now that we're
lost.
saying Pathfinders, let's get a few more online here. Oops.
All finished.
Oh, brilliant.
Defensive
That was
laser systems.
brilliant.
Standing by
Unit
for
lost.
coordinates.
Okay,
Scanning
let's
for
come
enemy
back a little bit.
aircraft.
We're not so rushed. Let's take some time, make sure we're doing this right.
Scanning for enemy aircraft.
Oh, that was brilliant. That just did the trick. Okay, we got our Spectre. We got a couple of fun things we can do here. Let's see. What do they have? They have a good amount of air defense, and don't forget, every single one of their infantry can hit the air. So that makes that a little bit of a difficult proposition.
Scanning for enemy aircraft.
Unit lost.
Advancing. Launcher armed and ready. Arming cruise aircraft targeting ready.
Let's just get you guys right over here. Let's get you nice and clumped up. Actually, can you hit that?
Cruise missiles ready.
I know we're outranging them, but I don't know if our Tomahawk missiles will have enough armor. Yes, they will. Now, one thing you can do here is you notice all our missiles are firing one after another. That's not really helpful. So we're going to tell our units to stop. Let them completely rearm. Now fire. Now what's going to happen is, like a symphony, all of the players are going to fire at the same time. Look at that. 4 out of our 6 missiles hit, as opposed to 1 of our missiles hitting, because they all fired at the same time. Perfect. Use our Tomahawk to take care of this troop crawler. Look at that. Heat seeking, no problem. Pathfinders pick them apart. A little bit of micromanagement's what's going to pull this through.
Enemy Black Lotus
Look at that.
detected. Unit lost.
We're taking our time. We're now not rushed. We're completely in control. Now, we've got some special weapons here. So let's do this smart.
Particle cannon activated.
Power plants are definitely my favorite thing to start knocking out. Power, barracks, and with any luck we can wipe out this war factory. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's toast. Let's verify. Poof, gone. I'm an awesome magician. Check this out. Poof, it's gone. Keep moving through. Nice and slow. No need to rush. Look at that. Just beautiful. We got some cash. So let's go ahead and make sure we bounce back and keep building stuff.
Let's build.
Like I always say, the worst thing you could do is sit on a ton of cash and lose the war because you didn't bother to build enough stuff.
Let's build. Made in the US.
This is the one time I'm going to advocate building way more stuff.
Preparing launch cycle. Defensive laser
Now,
systems.
no hardened defenses here. We can start moving our Pathfinders, and they're just going to start picking apart what they've got. Look at that. Oh, man.
Enemy Black Lotus detected.
Cruise missiles ready.
Make sure our units stay put. If they get too close, the missile infantry inside of the units themselves will tear them apart. Look at that. None of my units are taking any damage, and if they are, it's barely anything. Look at that, man. Well orchestrated. Gonna start moving in. Stop.
Unit lost.
They'll take apart the drones, and that's fine. I'm not too worried about the drones. We build the drones to repair our units, give us a little more sight. Really just target practice.
Nuclear missile silo detected.
Okay, we got another nuke silo. The guy kind of
Unit
built it
lost.
front-ish on his base, but he also doesn't have enough power for the darn thing. So let's make sure he doesn't have any for a while, shall we? Let's see what that does us. Oh, I need to research mother of all bombs. I forgot about that. Let's do a little bit there. I think that
Unit
takes care of
lost.
all of his power. Let's see here. Insult to injury. Let's just work that over. Now, as I just said, mother of all bomb research. Let's just spend the money on the research. None of them are really applicable for what this is, but I'd rather have it.
Have a job for me.
Okay, again, more supply. Come on, build it somewhere. Supply stash, another power plant. This is starting to look a little disorganized. If you would say that, you'd be
Enemy
absolutely
Black
correct.
Lotus
But we want to make sure that we layer our stuff. Poof, that's gone.
Unit lost.
That's gone. We've just taken apart their greatest strength. Infantry.
Upgrade complete.
This guy's a done deal.
We can launch from there.
Just gotta move in slow, make sure we don't rush it, because the last thing we need is 20 or 30 infantry coming around the corner and outgunning
Unit
us.
lost.
Missile guidance set. Defensive laser systems. Tomahawk launcher armed and ready.
That's done. Now we're gonna move in the corner, we're gonna reset up, and we're gonna redeploy up there.
Upgrade complete.
Meaning I want to make sure that we've got our Avengers, want to make sure we have everything there to go. That's going to put a nuclear fallout on the field. That's going to give the infantry a little bit more problems. Yeah, we've got that. Now, I don't think any of my planes made it. Yeah, all their stuff is still standing. And that makes sense, because they have a ton of garbage in between.
I know my way around.
Want to make some improvements?
Not a worry.
Going up. Yeah. Good area. New construction.
Now it's time to work on alternative plans.
Made in the
We have a good attack
USA.
force going, but we don't have anything to back up if that fails. We need to start producing new units, which we're going to do right now. A fair mix of stuff, so we've got backup, and we need to start working on our Air Force. We have the money.
Lost.
It makes
Particle
perfect
cannon
sense.
Ready.
Particle cannon online. These guys are low on power. They made that clear.
Upgrade complete.
Let's go ahead and make sure they stay.
Activated.
Poof, offline. Take another one. Maybe we can get 2 of these things. Oh, we can sweep it. Sweep, sweep. Go. Go, man, go. Bravissimo.
Unit lost.
Good. Good, 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 good.
Enemy Black Lotus.
Move in a little more.
Aircraft targeting ready.
Don't want to move too far away. These guys are going to be dealing the heavy damage here.
Aerial defense counter lasers installed. They may not like the attention. Ready.
Now, considering the way we played this and that we played it smart, they did not get any general promotions. We have not been artilleried. They have not dropped infantry into our base. We played this one smart. I'm pretty happy with it. Got our cash. We're doing all the upgrades. Even if we just get some raptors in the sky, we've got a plan B. And that's always important.
Good area.
Unit lost.
Let me launch one, huh? I
Infantry.
see everything. I'll fire
Split you guys up a little bit here.
Yeah, I'll be your spotter.
Now we've even got something a little extra to supplement our primary attack, which is perfect.
Rocket pods are now available, sir.
One of those. You might have noticed, like, we haven't built power plants in forever. Yeah, that's something awesome this Super Weapon General does. I think I mentioned that earlier. That's kind of one of the downfalls at the same time, though, because if you concentrate on only building 1 or 2 power plants, that could be a real problem if they get taken out.
Aircraft targeting ready.
I'm sure a majority of my unit losses have just been my drones. Okay, let's
Long range ballistics.
swing a little that way. Yep, those speaker towers don't need much. We're going to go ahead and work on their
Unit
bunkers.
lost.
Missile guidance set.
And they don't have anything to counteract the missiles. So now it doesn't matter if they shoot all at the same time or not.
Adjusting for wind current. Scanning for enemy aircraft.
Clocked in.
I have so many Pathfinders shooting so fast it sounds like a frickin' machine
Going
gun.
up. What's the story? Sorry.
More
I
supply
can't build
stashes.
it. On the job. What's the story?
Even if they did get a nuke and they took out a portion of these
Enemy
structures,
Black
we've
Lotus
still got
detected.
more than enough to fall back on.
Tomahawk launcher armed and ready.
Which is exactly what we
Preparing launch
want.
cycle.
Laser guided missiles are installed.
Tomahawk systems on aircraft targeting ready. Targeting cursor set. Tomahawk launcher armed and ready.
That's gotta go.
Cursor set. Defensive laser systems. Tomahawk systems
Back up,
online.
back up, back up, back up, back up.
Cruise missiles ready. Flight systems
That's what
activated.
the
Aircraft targeting ready.
Avengers were supposed to help me avoid, but that's okay.
Defensive laser system. Tomahawk launcher
Move in a little
armed
bit,
and ready.
little cleanup.
Scanning for enemy aircraft set.
Perfect.
Aircraft targeting ready.
Once we take out the last of their power plants, they got nothing. It's just going to be a walk in the park.
Targeting for rapid fire.
And I think that's the power plant in question. Oh, 2 of them right there.
Targeting for rapid fire. Scanning for enemy aircraft. Tomahawk systems online. Transporting cruise missile. Aircraft targeting
Unit
ready.
lost.
This will help keep an eye on. Standing by for coordinates. Instructions confirmed. Targeting cursor set. Confirmed.
Perfect, offline.
Missile guidance set.
Now all we really have to do is work on this bunker.
Tomahawk launcher
Few
armed and ready.
straggled structures left, and this is done. Now, I've
Enemy
changed my
Black
mind.
Lotus
Since we've got the
detected.
cash, we're going to go with the Aurora Alpha Bomber. We're also going to get a second airfield
Unit
online.
lost.
Probably a little dangerous. I built them next to each other, but I'm not too worried. Now, let's see.
Particle cannon ready.
Everything I've got.
Particle cannon activated.
Oh, thought there was a power plant for a second there. But I know that one is. Offline, which means no Gatling tanks, or Gatling towers. Mother of all bombs, Spectre gunship.
Unit lost.
I don't even need the A-10s. But this is going to look really cool. Check this out. Boom! Looks like nuclear tipped A-10s, doesn't it?
Standing by for coordinates. Defensive laser systems.
Okay.
Targeting for rapid
Time to
fire.
clean up.
Scanning for enemy aircraft.
Oh man, that is just beautiful.
Defensive laser.
Let's work on the power plants, make sure they can't get that Gatling tower online. Still sitting on tons of cash. Rinse and repeat.
High-speed bomber ready for takeoff.
Whole ton of those. No Colonel Burton. Pathfinders do such a more beautiful job.
What's the story?
Time to layer our base with more defenses. Granted, we're getting a little sloppy. This is a little overkill, I get it, but we want to make sure we have it, not need it, rather than the other way around.
Targeting cursors.
That's
set.
one down.
Calibrating. Ready.
I think we may have lost one Humvee and probably just a crap ton of drones.
Cleaned and mounted.
Get a good idea of what's going on. I don't see a whole lot of bunkers. I don't see... Oh, it's all over here.
Cleaned and mounted.
Yeah.
Upgrade
Any more
complete.
Some Gatling towers, totally not worried. We're just going to come through here,
Guidance set.
right through with the Tomahawk, start cleaning up
Scanning
house.
for enemy aircraft. Standing by for targeting cursors. Set. Location.
Enemy Black Lotus
Can launch from
detected.
there.
One's done.
Standing by
Okay,
for
I'm not going to worry about
coordinates.
building more stuff at the
Launching
moment.
cruise missile.
Got my missile launcher ready.
Oh, look at that.
Cruise
Sweet.
missiles ready.
Let's give us a little more sight. This is when we really need to see
Targeting
stuff.
ready. They may not like the attention. Targeting cursor set.
Oh, Avengers come in super handy there.
Armed and ready. Aircraft targeting ready. Ready. Defensive laser systems. Tomahawk systems online.
It's a little hard to manage where you want units, when you want them, without micromanaging every single number as its own type of unit. So that's probably the only thing that's getting me here, is it's a tight corridor, that sort of thing. So let's do the same thing we did before. Let's get the Tomahawks in the corner. That way we've only got to defend one front.
Updating grid location. Scanning for enemy aircraft. Confirmed.
Okay, feeling pretty good about that. We got tons of good stuff here.
Unit lost.
Probably not going to need it.
Long range ballistics. Tomahawk systems online.
Definitely not going to need it.
Calculating missile speed. Targeting cursor set. Where do you need me?
Let's see. You don't have range.
Standing by for coordinates.
Also very important to watch out for your pilots.
Targeting ready.
For the United States, a pilot will get kicked out of a unit if the unit has received a veterancy level, and then what you can do is he can pilot a different vehicle and transfer that experience. So it's really important, especially with aircraft, instead of very much, going on a lot of short runs to try to level up your guys, just make sure if you ever lose them, you keep your veterans around.
Tomahawk launcher armed and
Got my
ready.
missile launcher right here.
Nice and easy. Work off one structure at a time. We'll have our particle cannon back in a second.
Enemy
Definitely
Black
not worried.
Lotus detected.
Definitely not worried about enemy Black Lotus. Where's she? I think she's already dead. Fantastic.
From there.
Right here.
Let's give us a little sight.
Defensive laser systems.
Right here.
Tomahawk launcher armed and ready.
And I'm going to wait till their power's offline before I really do much with that.
Standing by for
Particle
coordinates.
cannon ready.
Hey, look at here. Get 3 power plants, no
Particle
problem.
cannon activated.
Probably the propaganda center too. Let's just work on the power. Sharp turn up. Awesome.
High-speed bomber ready for takeoff.
Time to call in the pain.
Tomahawk systems online. Preparing launch cycle.
They're definitely completely offline. They don't have any power plants. This is just gravy.
Unit lost.
Again, just demonstrated all of their infantry can attack the air. At least the miniguns and the rockets. Oof, that's enough. This guy's got nothing.
High-speed bomber ready for takeoff.
So I do hope that they have a supply stash somewhere because I do want to use my supersonics. But I do think that's all the structures they had that I care about.
Aircraft targeting ready.
Oh, let's get that out of here.
Enemy aircraft. Advancing. Analyzing terrain effects.
Oh, and they just sold out.
Standing by for
I thought I just saw. Yep.
Aircraft targeting ready.
Perfect.
Scanning for enemy aircraft.
You are victorious.
Oh, look at that. We're sitting on $60,000 on top of that. Oh, wow. Look at that. 1,230 units. We only lost 28. I'm sure a lot of those were drones. We lost 3 structures. That was for the defense point we chose. No problem there. Definitely when it comes to kill-death ratio here, very happy with it. Now, what does this all mean? Diversify your units. Whether you're attacking or defending, making sure that you're not playing, let's say, rock, paper, scissors. Don't play rock all the time. Make sure that you've got a good diversity on the field. Making sure that if one unit is outgunned, another unit is there to make up for it. That having been said, pulled this out pretty simple. 2 Chinese generals against us. I'm pretty happy with the results. Thanks a lot for watching, guys, and I'm going to see you next time.